So once upon a time, I had this crazy diagnosis of epilepsy. And as part of that, I had surgery one time, and I had this little box put in my chest, and it operated kind of like a pacemaker, but instead of for my heart, it worked for my brain. And there was a little wire, and it went from the box in my chest up my neck, and it connected to a nerve, and every 0.8 seconds by the end of it, it would send a little electric shock into my brain. And because of the nerve that it was connected to, it would change my voice. So all of a sudden I would be talking like this, and then all of a sudden my voice would sound like this, and then it would just go back to normal. So it would go off every 0.8 seconds for about 8 seconds. And so you can imagine how that might affect your life, right? It kind of felt like somebody was like squeezing me in the throat a little bit along with the voice change. And while I was kind of dealing with this emotionally, trying to figure out my new life as a robot, essentially, I got this awesome opportunity to do an art show at the Parliament. Way back when, this is years ago, and one of the pieces of the show, in addition to some paintings that I was doing that were trying to represent what was going on, images of the device and all of these other things, one of the components of the show was a sound piece, which is something that I had never done before. But it was such an intense part of my life that I felt this need to share it with everyone, to kind of make you understand what was going on. And so what I did was I set up I don't remember, a radio or something, and it would loop a noise that sounded like this for 8.8 seconds every 8 minutes or whatever it was. It shifted over time. It started at 30 seconds, going off for 30 seconds every 5 minutes, and then it went down from there. So the people in the room that were physically in the presence would be disrupted in their lives as much as I was disrupted in my life every time that my implant went off to stop my seizures. And so as an artist, I would argue that the canvas is the surface upon which the art resides. And that's not always visual. It's not always a physical, tangible thing. In this situation, you are the canvas. You're coming in blank, empty, no idea of what this situation is like for me and how it might impact my day-to-day, my job. I was working at Starbucks at the time, talking to people all day, getting questions all day. And so the sound became the art that lasted on you over time as you left. Thank you.